Hi there, welcome. This is presentations. This is part of our ANU Academic Skills O-Week program for 2019. My name is Jay and I'm going to run through my top 5 tips for having a good presentation while you're studying here at ANU. Number 1, clear message is my number 1 tip. Now, have you ever been to a presentation where it seems like there has been so much information and you don't know what to take from it, and you leave the room, you leave the presentation without much in your mind, except I was really confused? Now that's usually because there wasn't a clear message. The speaker didn't sort through all of the detail and come up with one thing they want the audience to remember. So you're not going to make that mistake. You're going to take your presentation and you're going to find your clear message. Now that's something that you can say in 2 or 3 sentences that the audience will leave the room with and will hopefully remember. So think about the clear message before you start your presentation. So number 2, once you have your clear message, you need to have a logical structure. Now we talk about logical structure a lot with writing, reports or essays, but presentations are exactly the same. They start with an introduction where the speaker introduces himself or herself, gives the clear message, and then signposts what they're going to say, such as, first I'm going to say this, and secondly I'm going to say this. They go into the body and the detail, and then in the conclusion they summarize, they give their key message again, and then they wrap up in preparation for questions. Having a logical structure planned out is especially helpful for people who tend to get sidetracked, people who go off on tangents and talk about things that are only marginally relevant to the clear message. So logical structure will help to address that. Number 3, very important here, is good visual aids. Now primarily this means the smart use of PowerPoint. Now we've all seen terrible PowerPoints. You can Google image search for terrible PowerPoints and you'll get the idea. Usually at university you'll see some very text-heavy slides. That's slides that are completely chocker with text, or things with too many elements, too many images, and so on. Now, when the audience is listening to you and you have a very text-heavy slide, their attention is split between you and the slides, which means they're not going to remember any of it. So having very simple slides with small amounts of text and maybe some images to help aid engagement will help keep the focus on you, the speaker, because that's the aim. The text and the information needs to come from you, not from your slides. A lot of people say, well, I've got so much information that I need to present, I've got graphs, I've got data, and so on. How about putting them on a handout and giving them to the audience? Or how about going into the detail during the questions? Don't overload your slides. That is very important for your audience in order to get them to remember your message when they leave the room. Okay, number 4, practice. Practice makes perfect, as they say. And practicing your presentation 1 or 2 or 3 times or 4 times or as many times as you need is a very good strategy for seeming more confident and seeming more okay with the content and knowledgeable about your area. So practice is important. You can practice in front of friends and family, you can practice alone, or you can practice in front of the mirror. And this can help you pick up things that you might do when you talk. For example, you might have a funny tick or gesture or movement that's distracting. When you practice, it will help you pick up and smooth out those sorts of things. Now my final tip here is a confident delivery. Now this comes with practice, and it also comes with having a clear message and structure. So all of these things aid confidence. You might be a really shy person, and that's a big concern that we have, people telling us that they're very shy. However, if you follow these 4 steps, it will help you be more confident. And if you don't feel confident, then just pretend to be confident. Don't hunch your shoulders down. We've all seen speakers that hide behind the podium and hunch and try and hide away from the audience. Step out from behind the podium. Put your shoulders back and open out towards the audience. Look at the audience in the eyes. Choose maybe 3 or 4 people around the room that you can look at. And that seems like you're scanning the entire audience as you speak. So move your eyes across the audience. All of these things add up to confidence. And that means speaking in a clear and strong manner, not whispering, not trailing off at the end. And all of these things can be ironed out with more practice. If you don't feel confident, you can come and see us and you can do practice that way. So those are my top 5 tips: clear message, logical structure, good visual aids, practice, and a confident delivery. If you need any more advice about presentations, just come and see us. We're here to help you. Academic Skills, you can book a one-to-one appointment on our website where we can help you with your presentations and your slides. So good luck and all the best for your presentations at ANU.